channel.
What it do, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Iron Rounds. And on today's episode, we are continuing on from our quarterfinals to our semifinals. That's right, we've already figured out who won the last round of our T4 Assassins or Hit Person tournament. And now we are continuing on to our next official round. So let's get it started. And on today's episode, we're going to get our next round started with Beatrix Kiddo from the Kill Bill, aka the bride, from Kill Bill franchise, going against Harry Hart from the Kingsman franchise to see who would win this fight. All right. And as always, we're going to have 3 rounds. Oh, wait. And before we get into anything, if you guys enjoy this content, you know what you can do? You can share, you can like, or you can subscribe. Now, let me explain which rounds go for what. First round is range, second round will be close up, and third round will be get it done. So let's start things off with round 1, range. All right, so let's start off with Kiddo. And there's a situation where she fought a swarm of samurai gangsters. That's right, like people who could use samurai swords to throw down with her. Now, you might think, well, that has nothing to do with range, but it does have something to do with having an impressive set of eyes. To have those type of skills, set of eyes, to be able to fight multiple people at multiple times at once, and being able to have your peripherals be able to challenge that is saying something. So she does have some keen sense of hindsight to be able to fight against anyone, even if someone does have range against her. Now, there was another situation in Kill Bill where she fought a mother a woman who was an assassin who took her down and then became a mother later on, and she fought her in her own house, and that woman had the element of surprise with a cereal box, and bam, she shot a gun through it, and still Beatrix Kiddo managed to throw a blade from across the room right into that woman's chest. Now, you might think that's not anything, but she could have hit her in the arm or in the neck. It could have been just one little random swift throw, but it was a precision shot to be able to hit her right in the chest to eliminate her completely right off the bat. So let's not forget that. Now, another things to consider now is Harry's side. Now, Harry, if you remember, there was a scene on the bar where the first time around on the bar where he was fighting these whole bunch of guys, and one guy was about to smash him with a bottle, and he managed to use his little taser watch to hit that guy on the wrist and electrocute him before he could actually nail him with that bottle. And there's another situation where there was a robot. Okay, a robot threw some kind of tiny explosives, not just one, but like 2 or 3 little tiny explosives right out, and was about to hit, I believe his name is Eggy. And Harry managed to dodge it with his umbrella and shoot 1 good shot to hit all 3, and then managed to hit it right back at the robot. So range-wise, obviously you could tell between the two who's better at it. Clearly Harry Hart has got a better shot at range shot. He only had one eye. I mean, he had one eye to take out that robot. One eye. Imagine with the 2 eyes, he would have done a lot of things. So yeah, I got to give it to Harry on this sense. Because with Kiddo, you still have to remember, she didn't see that lady shoot her with the cereal box at her. The element of surprise still got to her. So if she was maybe more faster in reflexes, I could give her more credit. But considering that wasn't the case, yeah, this round goes to Harry. All right, round 2, close up. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to try to read off my list because it's kind of hard to remember all the specific special moments that happen, and I want to make sure I get them all right. So let's start off with Harry. Okay. Harry fought a few guys in the bar. Now, if you remember the first time, he actually threw down with a whole bunch of guys who were bigger than him. They had guns and blades, fists, and he still treated them like little children and beat them without any kind of difficulty. He fought off a robotic dog. You have to give him credit where credit is due. Fighting off a robotic dog is something because it's mechanical. It's probably a lot more stronger than he was, and he managed to hold his own against something like that. Avoiding being electrocuted by a lasso rope seconds before it could reach his neck. Yeah, speed in that is impressive. Imagine something with an electrical current he's going faster than the speed of electricity running through the vibration of a rope. That's got to say something, especially since considering the fact that it could have electrocuted, fried him, and then got rid of him for good. And that way, took on and out an entire church filled with people who were mind controlled with murderous rage. If you don't remember, the first scene, I think it was Freebird that was playing in the background, the instrumentals, while he was throwing down with a whole bunch of people at church. And these people were having a bunch of weapons on them. From big or small, it didn't matter. He threw down with all of them. He wiped out the entire room almost by himself. He snapped people's necks. He broke them. He used his own gadgets. So Harry has a lot going from him. So let's talk about Kiddo. Kiddo took a piece of the head off a female mobster's head in a sword fight. So yeah, you remember Lucy Liu was in the first one, and she fought. No, I don't know if the first one or the second one, but yeah, I think it was the first one. She fought Uma Thurman's character, Beatrix Kiddo, the bride, and they were thrown down in a blade fight. And with incredible speed, she managed to cut the head right off, a chunk off her head, and end Lucy Liu's character for good in that situation. So speed and killer weapon does come into a factor into this fight. It's not just simply having gadgets, but also having the best weapon to get it done, or in this sense, close up. Okay, so let's see. Took on another lady in a trailer. So she fought mano a mano inside a small cramped up box, it was a really tight box trailer. And at the same time, just to finish this lady off, she managed to rip the eye right out of her socket with her own bare hands. Okay, that, not a lot of people can do that. It takes time to scoop it out with a spoon, but she had the great speed and precision and fierce intensity to be able to do that. Okay, let's keep that in mind. Fought Bill in a hand-to-hand combat and took him out with the exploding heart technique. If you don't remember, in the last final encounter with Bill, she manages to end Bill's life by using an exploding heart technique right into his chest. That gave him like 3 or 4 or 5 steps left before he got put down for good. Maybe it doesn't exist in the real world, but in this sense it does. So yeah, you gotta give her credit for that one. She took on a small army of samurai thugs. We already explained that. Let's not forget, you guys probably think, well, Harry still got all these flexibilities and incredible technique and fighting style. He could really beat her down with brute force. Well, remember, she was buried alive. Took a spike to the chest. Took a shotgun straight to the chest. Beaten nearly to death while pregnant by 5 trained assassins. Yeah. Okay, so ultimately he would win this round. Close-up wise, I'm going to give this one to Kiddo. If you don't recall, Harry has one eye left. All she has to do is either rip that other eye to give him a disadvantage, or hit him with that exploding heart technique in a close-up fight. Maybe he has gadgets going for him, but this is an experienced warrior. She's not going to just let him have an opening to give a clean shot. So clearly he would probably, if they were a close-up fight mano a mano, at some point she could just use either the ripping the eye technique or the exploding heart technique to really put Harry down for the count without needing a gun to do so, or use a samurai sword to cut Harry's hands off during the fight, and then just leave Harry with only his legs and his one eye, good eye, to fight during this match. So I give this round to Beatrix Kiddo, aka the Bride. Round 3, get it done. Okay, ultimately who would win this fight? Okay, so let's make the argument for Harry first. Obviously, Harry has got a lot going for him. Okay, gadget-wise, there is no denying the man's capabilities of doing some impressive stuff. Okay, he has a lighter that is an explosive device. He has a taser that has a watch that has like multiple options where you can tase somebody or probably put someone out with a tranquilizer. He has the umbrella itself that has a built-in camera inside, so he can monitor his surroundings while someone's shooting at him. He has he has a gun inside built into the umbrella itself. There's a lot of things the umbrella can do. It has probably a taser inside of it as well. There's just so many things in his gadget wear that he could probably bring out during the fight against Kiddo that would just completely put her at a disadvantage. There's no mistaking. Plus, I'm pretty sure not only is his umbrella bulletproof, but I also believe his suit is bulletproof. But it's not about having the most gadgets all the time to execute someone, especially a warrior like Beatrix Kiddo. She's got the samurai sword that is the Hansel sword, if I'm not mistaken, and that sword is one of the most deadliest swords alive. So all she needs is one clear moment to cut him into a piece. She could either cut his neck, cut the hands. Either way, it doesn't matter. The sword could put him at a disadvantage. And on top of that, she's again not going to leave herself exposed to fight someone like Harry with all the gadgets in his corner. So where am I going with this? Okay, so I do believe that Harry would try to do the more gentlemanly thing and go easy on her by going hand to hand in a fight with her, because he's probably going to think that he doesn't want to, he's, like I said, he's gonna try to do the gentlemanly thing and beat her in a mano fight. Maybe that's what I'm thinking he's probably gonna do during a fight against someone like her, because clearly she doesn't use guns, she uses blade. But or he would fight her in a sword to sword fight. Now Harry is no fool, and he's also an expert when it comes to swordsmanship, so her against him in a sword fight would be an interesting fight to see, considering he still has the umbrella he uses as a sword itself, or I think it has a sword inside of it that he could fight with Kiddo. But remember, Kiddo has probably the more superior blade, which means that she could probably cut through whatever Harry might use as a weapon against her in that sense. All right, so let's talk about some of the times they failed at moments. For example, let's talk about Kiddo. She got shot with Bill with a tranquilizer gun to the leg, and still managed to, get her off guard. She didn't see it coming at that time. So there is still the element of surprise. Don't forget the cereal situation. Of course, there was also that time she got shot in the chest with a shotgun. So there is a surprise element that could take her off guard in a moment's notice. There is no doubt about it. But she redeemed herself by the situation where she was buried alive and got herself out of her own grave. So you got to give her credit where credit is due. They didn't put her down officially, but you can't say the same thing about Harry. Now, if you remember, Harry also made a few mistakes during his time. There was a situation where he dropped the ball during a time. It was, I think, Eggy's father who saved his life. But so the situation was they were on a mission or something like that. He didn't notice this terrorist had an explosive hand grenade in his like body somewhere, and he missed it. And because of that, Eggy's father lost his life to that situation. So he did drop the ball there. And let's not forget, when he got out of the church, he got shot in the head by the main villain, Samuel L. Jackson's character. So between the two, like, you obviously know who survived. Like, Harry did survive at the end, but he got saved by the agency. It wasn't just because he managed to walk. It's not because he managed to walk away or he got back up and managed to stitch himself back up. He got saved by technology. But with Kiddo, it wasn't the case. Every situation she was in, she had to survive on her own and had to get herself out of the jam. And between the two, if both of them lost their weapons, Kiddo will always still have, even if both fight in the most impressive skills, she will always still have the exploding heart technique to put the element of surprise, which Harry won't see coming, because again, he drops a ball every now and then, or she might be able to rip his eye out and then use the exploding heart technique. Either way, or use a sword after that. Either way, Kiddo has a little more in the last person standing situation. I got to give it more to Beatrix Kiddo in this sense. So this round goes to Beatrix Kiddo, aka the Bride. But if you guys agree or disagree with me, there's going to be a TikTok poll put out in the next week or so where you get to decide whether you guys agree with me. If you guys agree with me, vote with Kiddo to be the next one that moves on to the next round. If you disagree with me, vote Harry, and Harry will move on to the next round. As always, No Praise fam, we really appreciate you guys. Catch you guys later. Peace.